And hello to all my Taurus friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for July 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a storyline spread. Casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Taurus. It allows me to be quite accurate because it's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. We're going to be looking at 3, 4, 5, even sometimes 6 different stories for different Tauruses, and it's all about finding the story that is right for you. The first couple may not resonate with you, but parts certainly may. There may be different stories that resonate with you, and that's okay if they do, but it's all about finding that home run story, and there is one of those in there for you. We're going to conclude your reading with a rune stone that'll bring it all together very nicely. I've asked them if we're going to do any extra spreads at the end for Taurus, and they said no. And when that happens, that's for a reason. They want us to focus on the meat and potatoes of your spread, which in this case is the storyline. So we're going to get started right now, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that to save us a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in right here so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great July. We're on and recording. Here we go, Taurus. What I'm doing now are my ritual cuts. Cuts each deck into 3 different pieces. Put them back together in a separate order. Missed that guy there. And then they're ready to go. Deck is being a pain today. Do that with both decks here. It's the same procedure for personal private reading. Satisfies a ritual aspect of tarot, just like you're here getting a right reading from me right now. And you are. Along with all of your Taurus friends. So here we go. With the storyline, I start the spread with 5 cards and I expand out from there where I need to go. Interestingly enough, as you can tell, we are completely inverted. That may be for a reason, it may not be, but first I'm going to need more cards. Still need more cards. Still need more. Going to come down here. And there's my end. Okay, so you have to imagine that this is all one long, big line going all the way through. I do have, let me see if I have enough inverts to do the discard, because it did start straightening out a little bit. 5, 6 out of 10. Yeah, so not enough to matter there. We're going to do it individually once I get my pairing straight. So here, move this down here just so I can see it in a line. My brain works best when I do it that way. Okay, so we are looking at 4 different stories right here. The best part about the storyline spread too, guys, is that they can really talk about anything they want. There's like nothing off the table, really. Okay, so let me get more cards first before I decide about the discards for every story. Like you can see, that one is completely blocked in. Over here I need a lot more cards. This also fills up my table quite a bit, so I will move the camera around to make sure you guys can see this very clearly. That's obviously important for me to do that. That person does this. This goes here. Okay. So I will move everything around just momentarily once I finish the card work. You guys, even though we're just a short little group here, we are going to fill the table. Table is full. Okay. Now we'll check the inverts before I do Angel Oracle cards. Every story will get one of those as well. This story is good. This story up here, a lot blocked there. We're going to do a discard on this story. They want it read just the way it is, so Spirit says good on that. Do a discard here. That one they want upright, so that one's going to be going like this. Order needs to stay the same. And down here I think we're good as well. So we're good to go. Just need some Oracle Angel cards. And just a matter of showing you on the screen. You saw the most important part, though, is the core group at the beginning. That's the main thing I want you guys to see. This is just kind of extra. Okay, so now a matter of showing you. This top one is my small little story right here above my hand. There we go. That's a short little one. And then to the left of it is a very big story, going all the way down to fork in the road at the end there in a line. Coming down to the bottom here, we have a story on the left side of my hand here. And then going to my right, I'm going to move the camera again. We got one story right there on the right side of your view, and that's what we got. So let's get to work, because we got to get your runestone too, guys. Got to get that runestone. All right, Taurus, I'm going to go, let's start right in front of me. Tauruses have one big decision here. Not even a decision, one path. They're saying if for some of you that you feel like you have a bunch of different ways that something can go currently in your life, obviously this is something to attract you to the story. So this may or may not be about you, but if you feel like you have like 7 different ways life can go right now, this could be about you. That's where they start with the tie-in. They're basically saying that's not the case. There's really one real choice in here that you need to take. One really good path. The other, let's say 6, are not. So they want you to like make good decisions here. They're bringing up imagine. So they want you to maybe kind of do some mental exercises here to kind of co-create this choice that is the best path for you to take. This is something that they want you to imagine it playing out in your mind, believing that it happens, and then going on to achieve it. They do also give me the Page of Swords. So this is a message coming through the air about this very soon. They do show that there's an element of either financial loss here. It's my card of kind of bankruptcy, or kind of like not even so much about finances all the time, but usually just a little bit out in the cold, a little bit abandoned, needing some warm and fuzzies going on here. So this may be a message coming through the air, which is email, text message, or even a phone call about something like that, about being abandoned. Or this may not even be about you. You may be hearing from somebody who's close to you, like, hey, my boyfriend left me. Hey, we got in a big fight. Can I stay at your place? Something like that. So just keep that in mind for story 1, especially if you feel like there's a lot of different choices going on at this time. Story number 1 also has a moving part of things are a little hung up. Things are not moving very fast at this moment for my story number 1 Tauruses. And, at some point this is going to break. I just don't feel like it's right now. There's more to the story that has to happen first, or kind of unwind. They do show the Devil card being inverted, so that's very good. That shows you're breaking free of some shackles here. So even though you're breaking free of the shackles, we still have that Hanged Man energy in there. So it's still kind of pent up, but it's starting to break. And when is this going to break, and what's this going to move into? Some of you here they're showing are actually physically hurt, and that is affecting maybe the whole thing. Maybe some of that is financial that I talked about, and it's because you're actually hurt. So like, let's say for example you were hurt at work, or even if you're hurt outside of work, let's say you turn an ankle or something like that. Well, now you can't do the job that you were doing before. You have to take a few weeks off to recover. So that would obviously hit financially and kind of be that abandonment and energy there. Also, this is on the mend as well. This is upside down. So this is saying that you're on the other side of this, is that whatever's been beating you up here in story number 1, it is on the other end of it. So that is very good to see. So there is some things to look forward to. Be a little patient with it. Imagine, do that mental exercise, and get to the point where this is all starting to run its course. And when it does, at some point you're going to be free and clear. And when does that happen? I'm not sure if it happens in July, but it's probably very soon, most likely August. Let's get into story 2, guys. Story 2 over here. This is for my Tauruses who are coming out of some really brutal challenges, really brutal. You guys are on the other end of this here as well, so you can see a little bit of congruency between the first story and this one. So you guys have really just overcome some really tough stuff, and good for you, because now you're over that hump in July. They do show doing something alone here, so some of you actually may be single. Some of you may just be working on things by yourself, maybe just working on you, being a little selfish, to get yourself straight so that you can help others more by getting yourself ironed out. They do show that you have a hard time here in story 2 about learning your lessons, things that you really should have aced or passed before or learned from. Stuff like that keeps coming up and is going to come up again in July. They're letting you know that. So keep that in mind with that Hermit card above it, which is what I said alone for. That can also be divinely guided. So you may be learning from somebody here as well. And about these lessons, and so you don't keep repeating them, because we don't want to keep making the same mistakes over and over. Next, I have my childhood nostalgia card. So July may be a month for some of you here in story 2 that reminds you a lot of your childhood, or they could be talking about your kids specifically, about the children, also about things that remind you of when you were a kid and doing things like that. Like, let's say, going back to your old hometown, or going to like a bowling alley that hasn't changed in 30 years, something like that. So that's very much the vibe for your July. They do show here that A little bit of boredom and discontent emotionally. So this is for my Tauruses here, mostly in story 2, who just aren't really feeling things at the time. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever, but what they want you to do is find something to get interested in here. And it doesn't matter if it's love or not. I do have a lot of kind of love stuff coming up in here, so I feel like it's either love relationship or family is the driver here of what they're talking about here. And they want you to find something to get interested in, and just know that you have to feel very deeply what you're doing. Otherwise, it just will never work for you, Taurus. It just won't. They do show clean it up here, so there is work that can be done to improve this family situation or this love situation, whatever they're referring to. They show clean it up, so it's basically like a little bit of summer cleaning here. So you guys can do some work and straighten this out. Thankfully, you're on the other end of this hump, so things are improving quite well. So let's just clean it up a little bit more, keep things shiny and sparkly, because even if you're just working on yourself right now, like I talked about the Hermit card being solo, that's good too. We grow a lot, learn a lot about ourselves when we're alone, spending time on ourselves. That's story 2, guys. Story 3, I'm going to hit the little one and save the big one up at the top here, which is just a mammoth guy. Save it for last. Story 3. Good month to be a little bit defensive here, guys, especially at the workplace. Driving this from a work message first. Good month to be defensive. You may be under attack at work, or people may be coming at you for something things, or maybe blaming you for something you necessarily didn't do. Maybe you did, but maybe you didn't. So be defensive. You got to guard. You got to defend yourself. Okay, this is not something that you can let them trample on or over you with. You got to hold your ground here, stand your ground, and they'll probably end up respecting you more for it. To be quite honest with you, I don't think they want to run you over. I think maybe it's even part of like a test. They're seeing how you're going to handle the situation. So that's what comes up first. So be very guarded, be very defensive in regards to work, business, enterprise, area of study. Could even be college, if you're that age. Could also be about retirement. If you're of that age, work corner is a big one. They do show here that a little tied down in this situation. So if we're talking about, just kind of the work/job in general here, it may be a month in July that you are a little bit busy and you're a little stuck there. And, that may not necessarily be a bad thing. Some people make a lot of money when work is busy and, clients are up and sales are up, stuff like that. They do show that it's time to go, though. So that means to make sure that you get away, too. Don't just be there. Make sure you get away and escape, too. So it makes me feel like a vacation. Or for some of you, it could be something permanent where you're just, hey, this is my line in the sand and I'm done with this job. I'm done with this company. I'm not putting myself through this anymore. So it's time to go in some facet. Understanding the context of what they're talking about for you is obviously key to understanding that. So let's get into your moon cycles, guys. Before I wrap up with story 4, I like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month so you know what's coming. We have the new moon coming in at the end of the month. It actually ekes in a little bit early in the month first, because from June, there's a little carryover, but I want you guys to focus more on that toward the end of the month. We'll talk about that momentarily. But the next thing that hits on the timeline is the full moon. That's July 13. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit anymore if it's got to go. Just like we said, time to go for the job there for some of my Tauruses there, or getting away, vacationing, all that kind of stuff. Much better placed in July, around the middle of July. And even if it has nothing to do with that, let's say it's something about love, like we talked about down here, you got to clean it up a little bit. Maybe it's time to get rid of some old friends that are just not really in your corner at the end of the day. All this stuff fits much better in the middle of July versus any other time. And also a good time to get rid of emotional baggage, even old stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. It's kind of that garbage truck energy. Adversely, we have the new moon, which comes in July 28th. That's when I want you guys to focus on bringing something brand new into your life that wasn't there before. So whether they're talking about brand new love, whether you're trying to attract new work, new money, something new with health, start a new diet or exercise program, all that stuff fits much better if you do it at the end of July versus any other time. Of course, you could do this anytime, but it's going to stick. It's going to be harder to stick if you don't align at least close to the moon cycles. If this confuses you in any way, I put together a little graphic visual aid, makes it very simple for you guys. It is my moon cycle cheat sheet. It's on my website. It's absolutely free. I have it parked at the bottom of my videos page. You can check that out. It kind of shows you how these energies move in and out so that you can align certain things in your life to them, make it flow much easier. While you are at the website, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. If you're not, you only have to do it once. When you're signed up for the newsletter, you get a couple free readings every single year. I take really good care of my newsletter people. I only send one newsletter email every single month, and it's just for updates and promo codes, save you guys money on readings, all kind of goodies like that. So definitely sign up for that. No brainer. Talking about promo code saving money on readings, I have a brand new product called the Health or Chakra Scrub that has been a wild success and a hit. That is one of the two things. It's health or chakra. So it's physical health or it's spiritual health, whatever you want to take a peek into. It's part of my mini readings, my bite size. It's an audio reading, so you don't even have to show up for it. I use your birth date. It makes it specific just to you. So there is no bubble energy here, like we're sharing with the rest of the Taurus bubble energy. It's specific to you. In fact, all of my products are personalized to you, and that's why they're so good and so accurate. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Let's get into story number 4. Story 4. We have, you got some people popping up here too. Okay, so again, this is very much a love corner thing. So this is about family or, close friends, even relationship stuff. They show a lack of fertility right now. So it's letting you know that, in the extreme example of this, if you're trying to conceive, it's probably not going to happen in July. Just throwing it out there. For everybody else, this is just saying lack of fertility in general. So this is just really not the time for, the warm and fuzzies of whatever is going on with this family dynamic or certain circumstances. They do show that it's important for you, though, to take great authority here in this love corner. So you need to be deciding for yourself. Do not let other people decide for you. This is where you got to stand up and kind of rule the roost. And we did talk about kind of that stand-up energy before, also in story 3, so you can see kind of more of the congruence. There is a new love coming in here. Very interesting, because they're saying it's not fertile, but it's coming anyway. So I almost got to talk my way through that one, because that is throwing me for a loop. It's almost like maybe you're just not ready for it. Maybe some of you are just, the timing is not off, and they're saying, maybe you just got a bunch of things to deal with, and well, why are you dropping, this great love situation on me now? I'm busy with work. I have, this going on. I was just trying to do this. I got all this kind of family drama over here going on. So we have brand new love trying to eke its way through. And whether it's new love as far as a new person, it may or may not be specifically about you. And like I said, maybe you're not ready. Maybe the Empress card I just read about fertility is actually you, saying, you're the princess here. That's basically what an Empress is like a queen, a princess, but I have a different card for queen. So it's really, just another feminine card. Maybe you're just the one that's not ready for it. And if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to be ready for new love every time it presents itself, because guess what? It'll come back. It'll present itself at a different time, and maybe you'll be more ready then. But for others of you, you can jump on that in July. They do show a king coming in inverted too. So this is masculine energy here. Sometimes women can come in as very masculine forms, but most likely this is a man. They're saying this person is inverted or blocked. More than likely, you don't know this person. You've never met them before. So this is not somebody from your past. This is somebody brand new that you're going to meet at some point, maybe in July. They do show getting out of the home. So for some of you, you just got to get out of the home a little bit. You got to put yourself out there, either whether it's dating sites like Get Out There, or whether it's go out and do things and do activities, go do fun things with other singles, all that kind of stuff. So get out of the house there a little bit. I am sticking to all these cards. You can tell it's summer. Over here we got, moving into a chapter that is not quite here yet. There is a new chapter coming for a lot of my Tauruses. This is just right around the corner on the horizon. At some point, this is going to break open. This is going to break open and just flow and just go. And you got some stuff to deal with right now before we get there. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're showing fork in the road. So this just further reiterates and kind of proves the whole point about what we're talking about. There's a couple different ways you can go here. You can choose the love route, or you can choose, hey, you know what? I'm going to get all these things squared away first before I try to take on the love. So hopefully I can keep the love, and instead of, scaring it off. So that's very much the vibe. There's kind of a dichotomy of what's going on in story 4. And it's very interesting. And with fork in the road, they're basically saying, you can go this way, you can go this way. And, some people in Tauruses, some of my Tauruses will go this way, and some of my Tauruses will go this way. And it's going to work out the same. It's going to be fine either way. But they're just describing what is coming up for July, guys. So interesting. Let's get into your rune stone, and then we'll kind of cap off your reading. All right, Taurus July. Show you this guy right here. This, I have to laugh a little bit, because you almost can't write this stuff up, what Spirit does here. This is the runestone of partnership. We just got done talking about that with the new love coming in and popping in. Even though the fertile time is not quite there yet, hey, you know what? Sometimes things just pop in. So partnership, It's a big deal. Big deal for my people in a relationship. Big deal for my singles pursuing such things. You can just tell that there is just a magnetism about Taurus in the month of July, because that came in a couple times. Even if, you can see in story, what was it, 2 over here? When I talked about working on yourself and getting yourself right and overcoming situations and cleaning up your love corner and stuff like that. Over in story 4, there's a lot of congruence in there, different kind of energies, but that is what they do, and that is how you can do a general reading to begin with. So to get partnership in here, you can see that that is a major theme with all of this. Even in the story that had to do with work, that is a partnership too. And even if it's one that you have to axe and say, you know what, it is time to go. I'm done with this here. Partnership. 2 things working together or meeting or coming together. So very interesting that they did that to wrap up your reading. That is it for the entire thing, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. And that's it. Have a great July.